yeah. Although it hurts sometimes. So bitter and so broken, my soul soaking in misery. With no hope for the future though, cause I'm so focused on history. Till one day someone cared enough to share just what you did for me. I could quickly see how differently you act from the Christians I'm witnessing. You live this thing called love while all of us are just so nitpicky. You are righteousness, you gave your life for us, literally. The thought that you're the one I hated sickens me. It's a trip to me how quickly we fall into iniquity. Even though I acted wickedly, you still chose to sit with me. I'm the worst one on the court, Lord, but yet you still keep picking me. It now becomes so vividly clear that every test and every trial was predestined, and the outcome was your victory. I say yeah, the rain falls, yes it does, on the good and the bad, oh Lord. Same thing that'll make us laugh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Heads Not the Tails. I'm Brother Christopher, and as you can see, I'm at work right now. I repair medical equipment. I'm a mobility specialist for a place called Arise Medical in Las Vegas. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video to thank everybody. You know, I have subscribers just pouring in by the hundreds, and I really appreciate it. And I don't know what went viral, but I do have a lot of subscribers pouring in, and I will get to everybody, and I will subscribe back to everybody. But I just want to make this video to thank every one of y'all for joining the Heads Not the Tails and listening to my prophetic dreams and other visions and dreams from other people around the world, from different times and different places. You know, you guys are all awesome. I've been quite busy lately with my new job, and I will definitely get to making some more videos for you. And it's just such an awesome time to be in. It's scary. I ain't gonna lie, it's scary because, you know, anything could happen at any moment. You know, with these things going on with Russia right now, you know, we could get hit any moment, and it's just that real. But you know, Jesus says to fret not because of evildoers. They will soon be cut off. And I truly believe that evil has a price to pay, and they might be enjoying their life right now down here through the Illuminati and everything. You know, the Illuminati is nothing but the devil's people, and they've had these plans in store for quite a while now, and now everything is starting to come to pass, and a lot of prophecies are coming true. And I hope you guys enjoy the Dimitri Duduman prophecy I just posted, because he talks a lot about Russia. And also the David Wilkerson prophecies. Awesome man of God, David Wilkerson. So definitely tune in if you haven't watched those. And if you haven't watched my 4 Horsemen vision video, I have one where I'm talking about it a long time ago. Forget my language on that. You know, I've come a long way with the Lord since then. And you know, I'm pretty sure the Lord has much more for me to share with you. But that's the reason why I made this channel, to share my messages with everybody. And I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate you, really. And I love you, and I'm praying for everybody. Everybody out there, I'm praying for you. And all my day one subscribers, you know who you are. I love you guys, and thanks for sticking in there with me all these few years that I've been on. You guys are awesome. And just want to let you know, I want to get into some live streaming stuff with you too, when I get some time. And the words to say to you, we're going to be doing some live streaming. But I better get back to work here. God bless each and every one of you out there. Remember, you're the heads, not the tails. And if God can use me, he can use you too. Stay encouraged and stay in Christ. Amen.
This is an emergency broadcast. This is a direct message to the Department of Defense, all four branches of the military, active duty, service members, veterans, their families, state governments, local governments, and the media. We are going to display 100% irrevocable proof that there is a global move, not just here, but all over the world, to militarize police and to put standing armies on the streets to suppress the population and to carry out political operations.
It seems strange that at the same time when we have huge military drills, military hardware movement, and FEMA training in the US, in Europe we have 600 members of various.
Here are the 5 key superfoods that you need to be eating to detox your body. Number 1, chlorella. You see,
after the 5th seal is broken, which is the plea of the martyrs to be avenged of their blood spill, Yeshua, King and Creator over all, begins to release the flashpoint event that will set forth the chain of events of the 7 trumpets. In Revelations chapter 6, verse 12, the 6th seal effect sounds like a pole shift, here where the sun is turned into black, the moon is turned red as blood, the sky vanished and the stars fell out of the sky to the earth, and every mountain and island was moved from its place. Here's what the scripture says.
And I beheld, when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
What you're going to learn today is known by the major world government, but the heads of England, Canada, United States, Russia, China, they all know, and they're making preparations. The Vatican knows, and I have some local connections there that I know about the Vatican and what they're doing. The Fortune 100 companies, they're getting ready. Two different men, friends of mine, they're both researchers. They approached me and they said, John, there's this thing's going to happen. We're not sure about the date, but it's going to happen. When it does, there's going to be abrupt climate change, and there's going to be 200-mile-an-hour winds. And there's going to be massive tidal waves and earthquakes and all the things that you said. Recent research, however, suggests that there is a possibility that this gradual global warming could lead to a relatively abrupt slowing of the ocean's thermohaline conveyor. That's the Gulf Stream, ladies and gentlemen, which could lead to harsher winter conditions, sharply reduced soil moisture, and more intense winds in certain regions that currently provide a significant fraction of the world's food production. With inadequate preparation, the result could be a significant drop in the human carrying capacity of the Earth's environment.
It has long been considered by skygazers that the North Pole of the Earth's spinning axis pointed to a star which is called Polaris, the North Star. But according to recent observations, the wobble has progressed, which could be a strong indicator that a major shift is in the works. If this were the case, we may actually see a gradual change of the North Pole from Polaris to Vega, which is the second brightest star in the celestial northern hemisphere. In the ancient days of Egypt, the North Star was Thuban, located in the constellation Draco, which almost exactly pinpointed the position of the North Celestial Pole back in the second millennium BC. What would a change in the position and movement of the stars represent? And what effect would it have on humanity? In the simplest terms, this is what it means. The world is moving into a new era, a new age in which our souls will be enlightened as we complete our journey across the solar system. We will come to better understand the changes that are happening on Earth when the North Star trades places in the constellations. The mysterious and sudden disappearance of the waters in South America and elsewhere is a strong indicator of how intense the wobble phenomena has become. The unusual behavior of king tides may also indicate the existence of an erratic Earth wobble. There have been a series of explanations given for the strange behavior of the tides. We know what they are: super blue moons, hyperstorms, or upper atmospheric disturbances in the jet stream, maybe a shift in the direction of the winds. All of these reasons have been forthcoming, but they just aren't convincing enough to conclude that this is a normal occurrence that could be caused by any of the aforementioned explanations. If you are someone who believes in prophetic meaning, then maybe the words of St. Hildegard in this old prophecy provide the explanation that you have been searching for. If you follow the words and their meaning, the prophecy may bring to light the devastation wrought by the historical Atlantic hurricanes of 2017, where tidal flooding and relentless rains caused inhabitants to seek higher ground. If there is a celestial presence contributing to the movement of the oceans, then the changes will progress as the presence gets closer. Although the appearance of a celestial entity has yet to be seen by the naked eye, there have been a series of warning signs that have been spent, including the September 2017 sign of Virgo, which is thought to usher in the beginning of the 7-year period prior to the end of the earth as we know it, known as the time of tribulation. The other sign being the Great American Eclipse of August 2017, which is thought to have been a heavenly warning directed to the people of the Americas that something very significant would occur in our near future. What warnings are being manifest at this time require a substantial shift in one's consciousness to a higher state, a time in which to get one's spiritual house in order, so to speak. This is also a time in which those powers who are aware of what is coming will manufacture false flags and societal chaos to divert our attention. Just about everything that happens in this world is a wait-and-see game that has to be played out to its fulfillment. Only then shall we know what we are up against. Rather than placing trust in timelines that only serve as a distraction from the most important issues that face us today, we should seek the signs and the indicators that will help guide us in our journey through these tumultuous times. Earth changes and weather anomalies are escalating at an incredibly fast pace, and a great deal of what's happening is not being fully or accurately reported by the mainstream cable news outlets. And that is why the internet has become such an important source of information. If we end up losing it through censorship or by means of a catastrophe, then we will only be left with our instincts and our intuition to help survive the changes coming our way. As always, there is so much to cover. Let's review some of the incredible happenings from across the globe for the beginning of March. The east coast of the United States was once again in the grasp of a huge nor'easter storm, which meteorologists refer to as a bomb cyclone. The powerful storm, called Winter Storm Riley, was relentless, causing a 4-foot storm surge and winds reaching hurricane force strength. Power was knocked out to more than 1.5 million residents in the path of the storm. Officials in Massachusetts are indicating that this storm was more powerful and more damaging than the storm that struck the region on January 4th of this year. On March 2nd, the third highest tide on record rushed over the seawalls and into the streets of coastal communities. At the same time a tidal surge was pounding the coast of Massachusetts, tidal rivers along the coast of North Carolina were disappearing. 2 rivers which flow into Pamlico Sound were virtually dry, as shown in these images. The receding of the waters has become a perturbing phenomenon. It seems that unusual winds and full moon tides are having a strange effect on the movement of the waters. But it could be that other factors are playing a role in this mysterious phenomenon. Like I said earlier, the explanations that are given are not very convincing, because this is a fairly new and misunderstood phenomenon. The provided explanations fail to tell the complete story of what is happening on the planet and in our atmosphere. And it is therefore up to each of us to try and figure out what's going on. On January 10th of this year, I published a video describing how the axis of rotation is off balance, which in effect is causing the ocean waves to slosh, similar to what you would see if you took a glass bowl and moved it about, causing the water inside of that bowl to become unstable. The same effect is happening on the planet. It's called oceans in opposition. A perfect example of this phenomena happened in the first week of March. While the water was receding along the east coast of the United States, uncovering the likes of a centuries-old shipwreck, other parts of the world experienced enormous waves not seen in decades. On the 4th and 5th of March, waves 30 feet in height slammed into Puerto Rico and Venezuela. These waves were bigger than those produced by Hurricane Maria when it hit as a Category 4 storm in the summer of 2017. The bombogenesis storm Riley was so immense that huge waves severely affected the coastlines of northern South America, the east coastline of Central America, the eastern Caribbean islands, and the east coast of the United States. In northern Europe, the temperatures are so frigid that the canals of Amsterdam, which are normally flowing, have frozen over solid, allowing skaters to crisscross the ice in what is now a frozen wonderland.
Hear ye, children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. Hear, O my son, and receive my saying, and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. Where thou goest, thy steps shall not be straight, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness, and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. My son, attend to my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching and participating in my video. God bless everyone. And remember, you're the heads, not the tails. If God could use me, He could use you too. Amen.